Okay, right, you might need to bear with me. Okay, right, so wrap my strap around the bottom of the bag, okay? So that's it, just in like that, and it's wrapped around the bottom of the bag, so that's inside. There's the bag itself, with the wrong side facing is on the inside, the right side is on the outside. With the outer bag, we've got the wrong side on the outside and the right side on the inside. We're going to pop them inside. So putting the yellow inside the coloured, and then we're going to come all the way around the outside and pin it. Okay, and remember we've got that hole inside, so we don't have to worry too much. Now your strap, because we didn't want the strap too long, is going to tuck down inside a bit, but that won't matter because we can pull it up when we get to it. So make sure your seams are joined up on the edges, like that and that. Do the same on that one. You can open these ones out like that. There, and I'm just pushing that seam that way, that there. Okay, push these up, open that seam out there, push that one. I'm going to push it towards the back. I think I'll go back and think, and I'll do that seam towards the back. I think it would be better if it goes towards the middly bit rather than towards the other piece. There we go. I'm going to push it in so it's in that way. I'll do that one over there again in a minute so it's going that same way. Open that one up. Get down there. Do the same there. And again. There. Is that better? Hopefully that's, you can see that better. Right, now when we get to here, it's going to be just a little bit of bit to get that to lay straight, okay? So you want that laying straight. We're just going to come up and grab that one and pin it in. 1 and 2. And that is my husband coughing, and he doesn't have COVID. I've been isolating in the bedroom. I was isolated for 6 days in the bedroom, and then I had 3 clear tests. So I've been just coming in and doing like 10 minutes and going back to bed for a couple of hours, and then come back in and do another 10 minutes, just because I'm just laying in that room and it's like driving me insane. I spend a lot of time in that room anyway. It's a lovely room. It looks out, I've got a huge patio door. I've got a big bed and a huge patio door. I've had to have a special room built because of my illness. I can't do stairs and stuff. And so it's a beautiful room, and it looks out on the garden, and I've got bird tables and everything out there. So it's really pretty. And you can see the birds and the squirrels and everything. You haven't got the bats out yet, or the hedgehogs. We've got bats and hedgehogs as well, and squirrels. And obviously the cats. And the cats are pretty good with the birds, but they do bring in mice. And we've got the school is behind us, and it's got a huge school playing fields and everything behind us. So we do get, there's a lot of land there, so obviously just turn that off a minute. So I've got it all pinned up, but here is my middle, and I want to leave a gap in the middle. So I'm going to start here so that we can drop our handle into it, okay? So that's where the middle pin is there. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to do that there, and a little back stitch. Back stitch. And then going all the way around. Actually, I'm going to take my drawer off because that's catching. You usually have a drawer which comes off, and that's you can use that for doing small things like sleeves and stuff like that. I'm coming all the way around on that 1/8 of an inch again. Not 1/8 of an inch, on that 3/8 of an inch, sorry. That'll be really small, wouldn't it? Okay, so we're just going to go all the way around. When you get to these seams, you want them both facing into that middle piece there. And this is the piece where we're going to stop here. My pen is just falling out there. So we're going to stop about here. Like that there. Okay, I'm just going to do a back stitch. Right, okay, lift, come in again, and I'm going to pop that one. It's not quite laying quite right. Down about there. And keep going around. Could have done a back stitch there, but never mind. We're going to come in and go all the way around. Okay, straight across here. Straight across here. Here, okay, do a back stitch. Okay, lift that out of the way. So we've got our two pieces where our pins are. So now we are going to come through here and pull everything out, like so. So here it is all together. Let's have a look. Turn it the right way round. Turn it through that hole on the bottom. Just be careful that you don't rip too much of that hole as you're pulling it through, because you've got quite a bit of fabric to pull through there. There we are. Okay. To the bottom, so there we have it. That is your little bag. There we go. Okay. So now all we need to do is take this piece here to the machine. You just fold it in like that. You can either hand stitch that in there, or you can just fold it over like that and stitch right across it with the sewing machine. I think I'm just going to whip across it with some hand stitching. So I've got my needle and thread, just tie a knot, wrap that around my finger twice, push the end through. Just going to trim that knot off the end there. Okay, I'm going to take it and I'm going to pop it inside here, out of the way, so you don't actually see it from the front. There we go. Okay, and then we're just going to go along, and I'm going to just take a little bit from this side, a little bit from that side, and I'm just going to run the whole thing along like that. Oops. What's happened here? Knot didn't take very well there, did it? Let's just pull that down a bit. Okay. So I'm going to go in that side and in that side. Pull it out. In the left, in the right, or in the top and in the bottom. And then do it again. And we just whiz along there till we've got it all done. Like that. Shouldn't take very long. I think it's going to be a little bit neater than doing it the other way. So this is a quite big little bag, and I just did think, I wondered if I should have made it a little tiny bit smaller, but then because maybe to do the second one smaller, because she's not going to need such a big bag. But then I thought, well, they've got quite a few eggs to put into here. into here, into it, so they might like to fill it up with eggs maybe, or whatever you want to use it for. You could use it for flowers or whatever. They might just want to have it as a bit of something pretty to have. We were going to think about putting our Easter eggs in ours, but if you don't celebrate Easter, I'm sure you could just use it as a little bag. Or something like that. You're not going to see this because this is going to be right down inside. And you can see that just goes up nice. That's probably a little bit nicer than popping it through the machine, because you would have a seam, a noticeable seam in there. So that's why I'm just stitching it up like that. There we go, nearly done. And then when you get to this end bit here, like that, so I'm going to just do that. There's a bit of a piece of cotton there, just get rid of that thread out of the way. Right, so when you get to this end bit here, we're going to tie our knot. One through there, and I like to do two. And then put it through again. I like to twist mine and then pop it through. Like that. And then take your needle and push it right down inside and then pull it back up through. And that will hide that long end, and then just give it a little tug and that'll all go inside and cut it off from there. Hide all that away. Right, there we go. So it's looking very nice now. So move that needle out of the way. We don't want to get anyone getting hold of that, especially if you've got little children or cats. They tend to go for the string piece on it. Right. There we are. So it's coming out. That's coming out really nicely. So what we're going to do now is just pull this up so that sits at the top like that, all the way around, just like that. And then we're just going to go around the top of it and run a stitch just around the top, about, well, 1/4 of an inch. We'll use the 1/4 of an inch foot, and we'll do it on the 1/4 of an inch foot just around that very top. So we'll come in here and we'll just go all the way around on that 1/4 of an inch, just to finish it off. Okay, so here's the piece of my handle. I'm just going to fold it in half like so, and I'm going to take it to the sewing machine and I'm going to stitch it right down there at 3/8 of an inch. Okay, so here we have our long piece for our strap. I had to put a join in mine. If you have to, then I just didn't have quite enough fabric, so I'm just going to come in and stitch this all the way down. Back stitch, that's a really long back stitch. Right, just going to go all the way down here. Put it at the 3/8 of an inch mark. Turn that the right way around and press it. Okay. So just put it out. So there's my handle. I'm just going to take it to the machine, the iron now. I pulled it out. Just iron it so that that seam is in the middle underneath. Okay. So just iron that straight. I'm just going to pop this in, but I'm going to left the iron on a minute in case this needs a little press afterwards. I'm just going to put the secateurs through, grab out of my piece of lining there on the end of the, not secateurs, on the end of the forceps, and just pull that in through. There we are. Get that out. So now it should be a piece which just looks like that. So So there you go. But now you've got those two ends sorted, you can take that to the iron, give it a quick iron, and then just machine over both ends. So okay, as you know, I've got COVID and I've just not been well. And I did all this, and then I had the camera turned off, so it was just on this very end bit putting the strap in. So basically all I did was, as you know, we left a hole here and a hole in here, and all I did was slide my strap into it, and it's gone down about that much there. So I'm going to say about an inch and a half. So I pushed it down inside about an inch and a half like that. Came across, pinned it on that side, okay, turned it around, got to the middle, lined the middle up first, like that, lined it up to the middle, made sure that was in the middle, poked it in an inch and a half, pinned it in, okay, and then I took it to the sewing machine and I stitched all the way around, like this, all the way around at a 1/4 of an inch. I used my 1/4 of an inch foot, and I lined the edge of the 1/4 inch foot up with this line here, and I stitched all the way around. And when I got back to this piece here, I went over and I did a back stitch over where I'd started off, and then that joined that all up, and that kept that nice and tight. Okay, the other thing that I did was I stitched here on the bag like that. I just went across, I placed it under the needle like that, so it was under the sewing machine needle there, and I just stitched down right through, just to give me that extra bit of strength there when the doll sits in. I did it on the two side pieces like that, and I just did down, back, and then I did an extra back stitch there to finish off from both sides, and just down and across and down and across, and just finished it with the back stitch. Okay, so that's the little bag. Sorry about that. I did all the filming, what I thought was filming, and I just filmed the bits where I turned the video off. So I'm really sorry about that, but that's the little bag. So here it is. There we go. I'm really pleased with it. It's turned out absolutely beautiful. She looks gorgeous. She stands up beautifully. She doesn't flop forward, which was what we were hoping she wouldn't do. And the bag is quite a large, spacious bag, so you should be able to get some little boxed Easter eggs or whatever you want to put in there. And it's looking absolutely gorgeous. Just pop her flower out a bit, and as I say, I've made her dress more of a tabard like that, so she's looking really nice, and then the children can take her out to play with her and pop her back in again. So the next thing we will do is make up our bunny. Now we've got the bag made, so there we go. So she sits beautifully on the table as well, so I'm going to do a couple of pictures with her sat up as well. And I guess you can't really see it like that, but if you've got her like that, that's sort of what it's going to look like. But what I'll do is I'll take some photographs of her sat down on the table as well. Okay, so that's looking really good. So I hope you enjoyed this video on how to make the bag. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, that would be fantastic. I really need more subscribers to get the channel up and running. And please, if you hit that bell, I shall be posting most Fridays, so hopefully you should get a new video every Friday. So here it is standing up. It looks so adorably cute. I really love it. I hope that you'll make one for your child as well. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, that'd be great. I will see you the next time. Goodbye.